What's goody to any and everybody who may be listening? It's the change in my voice for me. It's the change. Can you hear it? It's something happening. There is something happening. I don't quite know what it is yet, but there's something. It's like the intro is getting easier. But anyway, I gotta talk about this. Like we got to get into this. We gotta get into this. As if now, I done already talked about this lady before, way back. The Bishop Lizzie Anderson, the Bishop. But I gotta tell you what they called this lady, and what we all called her, was Aunt Pinky. Now we call her Aunt Pinky. Now let's get into where she got that name Pinky. To throw it in my face. Not even to play in my face. As if I won't go remember what occurred on that ship with this fat Miss Piggy looking ass bitch with them nostrils and that mustache and that goatee cutting my motherfucking pinky off on that ship, girl. When after the gale, after I was the gale, when they had all that shit going on at my house, with what I'm perceiving to be the media, although at this time upwards in the body we did not have the media. There was no such thing as the media as it is to the extent to which it is down here in the root chakra, with them reporting on death constantly. It's constant death. It's constant crime. We didn't have that. But you see, this pinky cutting off stems from that lifetime where I was the girl. Still very, very beautiful. I wasn't Lilith, but I was still very beautiful, very stunning. Okay. I was subdued. I was a little more subdued and a little more submissive towards Adam, who was at that time becoming Orunmila. Now here's where we have that crossover from Adam into Orunmila and into these Orishas, into the Orishas. They begin to become more prominent as we get down. Huh? Yes, mine. As we get down into the heart chakra, it becomes more prominent. The Orishas, I'm sorry about that. Folks just grow up. Become more prominent at that time. Where again, they were superheroes. And at this time, I was not a superhero. I was not one of them. I didn't become an Orisha. I didn't play the role of Orisha until after the solar plexus, where these Orishas cornered me and threw me down into a snow globe. Well, this snow globe was just an illusion. But this was really the entrance into the sacral. Okay. But anyway, so where am I gonna go? The lady, she incarnated as my aunt in this lifetime, Lizzie Anderson. She was a bishop, a so-called bishop, but the only way she got her position was through the adrenochrome, my adrenochrome, the molestations, and the government programs. The only way she built this, she built that makeshift church at the YWCA on Hargett Street in Raleigh, North Carolina, where she would be up there calling folks up to the altar to pray for them. Ain't had no business praying for nobody, speaking them demonic tongues she was speaking. All that shit is demonic. Them motherfuckers standing up there in the pulpit ain't got no business standing up there in the pulpit because they are not ordained or qualified to be standing up there preaching no word. None of them. They all molest children in order to get into those positions where they are, them high positions. The bishop, the pope. This is what they do. This is how they have maintained the power that they have gotten through the adrenochrome of the children, the 144,000. This is why we are down here in the root chakra again, because we had to grow up from children so that they could get this adrenochrome and defile the inner child through these molestations and to bound up the energy. Okay, now let's get into the specifics of this Pinky. My ex aunt Pinky, tall, very tall, about probably 6 feet, big old fat. She fat up top with some skinny legs. She got a mustache and a goatee. She wear these big thick ass bifocals with a nose that look just like Miss Piggy, baby. Okay, what else can she up in that church preaching and ain't got no business preaching after her and her brother, the eldest, they are the eldest, had me up in there being molested. And after which they were alcoholics, or she was an alcoholic. Okay. Now let's get into this altar calling. This altar calling. Why is you calling me to your altar, baby? I'm 8 years old. I don't need to be called to your altar. You don't need to call me up there to your altar. I'm 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. And you up in this makeshift church that you done made, calling me to an altar. Why am I, baby? I'm a child. I don't need to be called to your altar. I'm innocent. So why would I go up to her altar? Nonetheless, I would be up there at the altar and she would have that motherfucking quote holy oil. That wasn't no motherfucking holy oil. Having that holy oil in her hand, calling herself anointing me and praying over me, speaking them demonic tongues she was speaking. Speaking demonic tongues over a child. Is what she was doing. My Aunt Pinky, my ex-Aunt Pinky, the one that did what she did. Okay. Now this would happen for years. Go on with her up there anointing me with that oil and putting her hands on my and pushing me back with, baby, I gotta tell you, that breath, it was the breath for me. It was out of this world. She spitting all in my face while she preaching and calling herself praying. Baby, we're going to be getting into this praying. We're going to be getting into the true definition of praying and who y'all been praying to and what y'all been praying for. Okay? I do think oh yeah, and Sharita forcing me to go up there to that church, that makeshift church, every Sunday. With this false prophet up there in that pulpit preaching that bullshit. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.